Okay. All right. Everyone, thank you for hopping on and joining us on this wonderful Wednesday. We are now on chapter 3 in the book, Power of Five for Network Marketing with John C. Maxwell, who I'm totally obsessed with, by the way. And I don't know if you guys have taken the time to listen to some of his podcasts. I was going to post it in the group, but I'm going to post it again, just talking about mentorship and how important it is. And I just couldn't agree with it more. To mentor and be mentored is so important. So I'm going to be adding that into the group. But tonight we're talking about chapter 3, the power of mindset, And I think it goes to show the power of mindset of who's on the call tonight. And Jamie has decided, and Meredith has decided, and myself has decided that this is a value, leadership skills, mindset skills, like telling ourselves this is what successful people do. And I'll get to that point. Successful people show up, even when it's hard, even when the kids are saying leaders show up. Yes, they show up, and they show up. Well said, Mayor. And so he was just talking about, if he could do one thing to help any person succeed in life, he would help them think successfully. And I will tell you, when I first started my network marketing business, mindset was everything. And I really had to work on that because I came from a different world. Like I said before, having a brick and mortar business, this is such a different mindset. And you really have to build that mindset muscle every single day. Would you guys agree? I mean, every day you have to build it up, and like, this is where, even when stuff is hitting the fan, you have to, right? Mary, you can actually unmute. Like, let's have this be interactive, girl. I mean, why not? I love to hear your voice and your energy and all the things. Jamie, you can unmute as well too. Let's just make this interactive because I think it'll be so beneficial. Yes, do that here. Because both of you are amazing leaders. So I don't know. Have you guys ever read the book, How to Win Friends and Influence People?
I have it on my Audible, and I started it, but I haven't.
Yeah. He actually refers to that book a lot in the beginning of this, and he said, the biggest lesson I've ever learned is the stupendous importance of what we think. If I knew what you think, I know what you are. For your thoughts make you who you are. By changing your thoughts, we can change our lives. I think that's so powerful. Oh, you have it. Jamie has it. Yes, girl. I gave it away a long time. I got it in college. And I don't know, even then, I really didn't know the depth of that book in college. I got it because it just sounded good to me. I don't know. But wow, I love that you have it. Okay.
And can you imagine, because John Maxwell read it in 7th grade and then read it again in 9th grade. He continued to read that book. His dad, paid him to do that. So it's just a 7th grader reading that. It's so deep.
I wish I would have had that type of right? And then just look how it's made such an impact on his life. So the right mindset, you guys, and it's really so important how you build your business. It will lead to your success, or it will not to lead to your success, the type of mindset, because a lot of people come into this, they're like, I'm ready to go. I want to do this business, but they're not willing to work on their mindset. He says, number 1, the right mindset creates a foundation for good results. Good thoughts and actions usually produce good results. Front-end thinking is the foundation for everything that comes afterwards. Some people like to say all is well ends well, but I believe that all is well that begins well. Powerful. He says, ask these people how important a proper mindset is in the beginning. The coach before the players take the field, right? You have to have a good mindset that you're going to win, that you are going to dominate the game. If you're like, oh, we're not going to win, you're not going to win. If you tell yourself today, no one's going to roll today, probably not. They're probably not going to roll right into your business. If you start going down the comparison path, with so many network marketers do, you guys, you cut your feet off before. What is it? What is it called? You cut your ankles off before your feet. What is it? I don't know, but I want to get that one right. Laugh with me. The surgeon before the patient has surgery. Yeah, I want my surgeon to be on point, especially in all things in life. The teacher before the student takes the test, the mentor before a person becomes a network marketer. The right mindset increases your potential, number 2. And I love this kind of graph diagram that he says average people and a list and successful people. So why don't we just kind of like talk about this and have a conversation? I actually used to have the mindset of I only saw my point of view in life. I was like, I got to be right. It's got to be right. And I think that was just like the bar business for me. But now I'm like, I see the big picture in so many things that has just opened my mind to so much that's happening and opportunity. Would you guys agree?
Yeah. And I would think that like I probably let life happen to me versus like
Yes.
took hold of it. Oh, I actually do have some control in this.
Yes. Yeah. I used to always do that too. I would always be reactive to situations versus like, how am I going to dictate my day? How am I going to be intentional about my day and my mind and my thoughts? And I love the quote is that 90% of 10% of what happens to you in life is 90% of how you react to it. Right? Is that right? Or is it 90%? Yeah. You get the drift. So it's all how we react to stuff in life. And even today, I had an issue with customer service with our current company the second time. And I just went in with like a really good, and I was like, thank you. I know this is not your problem. This is a shipping problem. And then she like went above and beyond to help me today. And I didn't go in there with the mindset of like, I'm just going to rip this person up and down. And I'm so angry that I didn't get my order on time and it was supposed to come on Monday. No, I said, hey, listen, I'm calling again. This is my situation. I know you guys are busy and I know it's not your fault. And, I just went in with that mindset and I knew that I was going to go in with the result that I wanted. So I'm getting it expedited and it should be to me by Friday. Right? So that was the result. So if you have that mindset of like, I'm going into this. So again, if you're going to talk to a prospect on the phone, let's say, and if you go in thinking that you're going to be freaked out and that the person's probably not going to join you and you're freaked and they're not going to look at it and they're going to say no, what are they going to do? They're going to say no. But if you go in with the posture that like, I'm going to go in and bless this person's socks off. I have something to add. I have value to add. This is going to change their life. I'm going to listen with open ears and see how I can help them. That's the change in mindset. So many people go in too many different directions instead of focusing on the main thing. And the main thing in business and in your network marketing business is changing life, enrolling people and helping rank advancing people. I think that's standard in network marketing across the board. People are stuck inside their box. Like I said, hope for the best we talked about. Don't learn from their mistakes. Woo-wee. If you do not learn from your mistakes in your network marketing business, you will stay stuck. Truth or truth. You will stay so stuck. And the blessing in network marketing is that you can learn from those mistakes and it's very, very forgiving, very forgiving. So try when they feel like it. And this is something that I think is such an epidemic. People, I think it's being taught all over. And I don't know, I don't come from that school of thought. I've always been like, you do it. You do the work, whether you feel like it or not. You get up and you work hard. And everybody's basing things off feelings. It has to feel good. No, I'm sorry. I don't always feel good when I'm going to work out. Do you guys agree when you're like going to the gym? Like you don't always feel it when you're there, but after you do, you're like, I can take on the world today, sisters. Let's go do it. Yeah, Jamie's always posting about how great she feels after the gym. So you must do it when you don't feel like it. You got to show up when you don't feel like it. I'll tell you what, I didn't want to show up to an event I had last Saturday. It was from 12 to 4 on it was a beautiful day. I wanted to stay home with my husband, but I knew that I had to be there. And I went and I had the most amazing time. Let's talk about, I'm just going to skip past to, he says, it saddens me when people in network marketing are fantasizers. Oh, this is another crazy thing in network marketing, instead of dream builders. look how differently they approach achieving their dream. So fantasizers rely on luck. I see people do this all the time. They're like, oh, my business might build itself if I'm lucky. Or I might get someone in my business that's going to be this rock star, and I'm just going to like ride the wave on all their efforts. I see that a ton too. If they focus on the destination, so it's like, okay, I'm going to get to manager and stop there. Thanks for playing. Or I'm going to get that bonus check and stop there, right? They cultivate unhealthy expectations. So I've seen a lot of people do this. They'll say, I want to hit within their like organization a 6-figure income next month. And we all know, because we're all like weathered network marketers here, that ain't happening unless you're like Lynn Hagedorn and you already built a company you can bring everybody over in 20 days. No. And then they look for excuses. Oh, I see this happen too. People look for excuses. It's the company. They have better looks than me. They're skinnier than me. I can't do it because I have A, B, C, and D. I'm too busy. And then they breed isolation. They wait. People wait. And I think a lot of people get ready, and they wait, and they wait, and they wait, and they wait. They're like, oh, you know what? I'll plan an event next month. I will get on this call, I don't know, maybe in 2 weeks, right? They just wait and they wait and they wait. And they avoid personal risks. Y'all got to take risks. I knew I had to take a risk and get on a plane when I was broke as a joke, living paycheck to paycheck. And I knew I had to get on a plane and learn about my company, because if I didn't do that and I take that risk, I would be going way back. I told someone that the other day. I was like, if I didn't take this risk, Kenny and I'd be living with my parents. And I mean, I say that very, not jokingly, very serious, because we were on our way there. And then make others responsible. The blame game. I just fantasize. Look, yeah, it didn't work because of this. It didn't work because of that. My business isn't doing anything. It's my team's not doing anything. La 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 la. No. Dream builders, you guys, they rely on discipline. I coached somebody before this call who's actually in this group, and she wants, this accountability. She wants someone to tell her what to do all times of the day. You guys, you can't. It won't happen. You can't unless you want to hire someone. I mean, unless you want to hire someone, but that is then going to taking a personal risk because you're investing in yourself, and nobody wants to hire people. If you really want someone like really holding you accountable, you got to invest and put that accountability very high. Focus on the journey. People focus. I've been focused on this journey. This has been a 6-year journey, you guys, and there's been ups and downs and all around, and my business has gone up and down and back and forth and all around. Cultivate healthy discontent. So what I kind of see there, and I want you guys to tell me that, give me some feedback on cultivate healthy discontent. What does that mean to you?
I think it's not a healthy thing to be content, because when you're content, then you're fine and you don't have that like burning desire to move forward, to help people. So you kind of need that discontentment, that fire under your butt to push you and keep you going. So if you are feeling content, which you can get really comfortable with the income that you're getting. And so you're like, okay, what can I do? What can I find? Who can I help? So something that John Maxwell always says is he's like, I don't need any more money. I am a blessed man. Yes. But he wants, his goal, his uncomfortable zone is how can I give more than I did last year? Yes. Like that gets his fire burning and comfortable. So discontent is a really good thing. It doesn't mean you're not grateful. Totally different. You are grateful, but you need to find that thing that you're like, oh, that's going to make me uncomfortable. I need to get into that.
Mm-hmm. I love that, Mare. And I love that perspective, especially from him, because I remember him saying that on a podcast. So I was like, oh my gosh, that's just so incredible, because he's just up leveling. I mean, I think he even said in this last podcast that his father, who's like 95, is still up leveling at 95. And so I want to keep doing that. I never want to be content. So, dream builders maximize the work that they do. I think dream builders, and him saying that is that, setting boundaries, that they're just not being busy, leverage, utilizing social media, utilizing people and within the organization's strengths, because sometimes your strengths are very different than others. Lead to action, that leaders lead to action, that they are actually taking action themselves and not relying on anyone else to take action. And they generate momentum. That's excitement. That's, taking action, like you said. Promote teamwork. Man, I love some teamwork. I love me some teamwork. They initiate. So they never wait. Dream builders never wait for someone to tell them what to do. They just do it on their own. I love self-starters. Would you guys say you're self-starters? Yes. Yes. Self-starters are great, you guys. You don't need permission, especially network marketing. You don't need permission to take action and initiate and post in a group or lead a team call or lead a team challenge. You can initiate that. You're on your own. It's your own personal franchise, really. Embrace risk is necessary and make themselves responsible. And this is important. You are responsible for your business. You look at your business I look at my business right now and I'm like, I am responsible for every part of where my business is at. No one, sideline, upline, downline is responsible. You are solely responsible for where your business is at. So he talks about number 2 in this mindset chapter. I choose to be coachable. And oh, friends, and I see a lot of network marketers do this too. They're not coachable. And the beautiful thing in network marketing, there are tracks that have been laid. There are people that have gone before you. And that's what I love about this profession that gets me so pumped up, is that there are people doing it and having success. And they're sharing it with you. Whether it be in your company or not, they're willing to share. And if you're coachable, you can do it too. If you sit there and you ask questions, people, when they ask me for advice and I get on the phone with them and then I sit there and I listen and I ask them, I'm like, can I give you some coaching? And then I tell them back what they should do. And then they give me every excuse in the book. I'm like, you ain't coachable. Why did you call me? Why did we waste time? What are we doing here? Wouldn't you guys agree? Like, I was like Kelly Dickerhoof, I want to say Kelly, a leader within our organization who I highly revered. Looked at, what do I do next? What do I do next? Tell me what to do. I will do it. Whatever you say. If you want me to go jump on one leg outside, I'll do it. I'll do it, sister. I will. Yes. Right? Because she's gone before me. Right? And a lot of people are not coachable. He says, great skills. What make a good player? What make a good player? Great skills, which skills that we can learn. You guys, everything we do here, we can learn. And a coachable attitude. Coachable attitude. Right? I love it. I love being coached, you guys, and I love coaching. He says the word coach comes from, I don't even want to go over that. That sounds kind of weird. But basically, you have to be coachable in your business, because he said that what he learned about coaching, that it's impossible to maximize your potential in any area without it. Any area without it. I mean, right, like if you're an athlete, you're coached. If you're a singer like Jamie, you have coach, like, you have your vocals. People need to coach you on your vocals. It's not always just a natural thing. Like, you can go higher, you can go lower, go work on these things. In network marketing, it's like, be a better communicator. So go out there and present. So being coachable is really, really important, and being teachable. I love that when people are like, okay, what should I go do next? And they attribute, and then they actually apply it to their business. He says that, you're ready to seek a helpful direction after you can answer yes to the following questions. Do you have the desire to continually improve? Do you realize that you need the help of others? Do you want to be coached by others? These all have to be yes, you guys, all have to be yes. Am I willing to make necessary changes to improve? Do I easily give credit to those who help me? Huge. You got to be humble, y'all. You can't take all the credit. Do I desire feedback and make appropriate changes from it? Being coachable requires a commitment to grow in the context of your community by letting others speak into your life. I have, and you want to protect the people around you, you guys. You want to be coachable from the people who have gone and are doing the things you want to do, because some people become coachable from people in their life that aren't doing the things that they want to do. And then they take that in and they think that's being coached. Like, oh, you shouldn't do that network marketing business because it didn't work for my friend's sister's friend, Aunt Margaret, back in 1983, right? No, you want to be careful as to who you're surrounding yourself. And then number 3, I choose to be positive. It's so important in this business to be positive. And I feel like sometimes, you have to be very real with being positive and, sit in something for a second, but then move past it. Yes, critical. Attitude isn't everything. It's not, but it's the one thing that can make a difference in your life. You guys get to choose how you feel about this. You get to choose how you feel when a business builder decides to join you. You can choose how you feel when a business builder decides to leave your business. You can choose how you feel when everyone in network marketing is talking bad about network, or someone's talking bad about network marketing. You can choose how you feel. So let's go on here. So he kind of just goes briefly under, like, being positive. You have to disarm your helplessness, and you have to take charge. You have to answer the hard questions. What do I really want? Why do I want this? What will it cost? Am I willing to pay the price? Am I willing to pay the price? A lot of network marketers are not willing to pay the price for success. They want it easy. Am I willing to pay the price right now in this moment? Meredith and Jamie are, which I love. And never being complacent. And choose to be persistent. Persistence, you guys, some of the most successful people that I see in business and any aspect of life are persistent. I actually met an innovator last weekend, and he developed a power protein puff through his, he lost 100 pounds. He wanted a healthier Cheeto. And he decided to develop one on his own. And through that, he did 1,100 trials of mixing different kinds of layers, flavors, all the things in his garage, in his parents' garage, until he got it right. Right? So you hear the stories about Oprah going until she got it. Yeah. Kentucky Fried Colonel Sanders going, how many no's are you willing to get? Are you going to be persistent until it happens? Until it, you get that yes. And then commitment is the key. He says, until I am committed, there is a hesitancy. I see this too. People don't want to commit to their network marketing business. And then people see that. But the moment I definitely commit to myself, then God moves also. And a whole stream of events begin to erupt. I've seen that. I've seen when people have committed to go to their convention conference, a slew of people will message them. I swear there's a person on her team. Every time she goes to an event, she has like 5 people message her because they know she's committed. They know that she's in and she's not going to leave. He says, when you are committed to the uphill climb, it helps to have a path to follow. As someone who's traveled uphill for years now, I want to share with you that the path of, I call the path of persistence. People who ultimately succeed follow this path. Persist through difficult times. It's a hard time, right? In the world, it's a hard time. People are divided, but we're still persisting. Persist through failure. Some people don't want to persist through failure. Some people are so attached to their rank, where their business used to be, and they're stuck in that place, or where their business is not, and they feel like a failure. They're in comparison. And I feel like, again, in our profession, that if you aren't making a 6-figure income, that you're not successful. It kills me. Would you guys agree? Do you want to comment on that? Please do. Because it's this really crazy epidemic. And
it is. And there's shame and there's like guilt and there's all this stuff around it. And I think that it's critical as a network marketing professional, we need to come together as one and be so proud of every dollar that's ever made in this profession, because it's being able to be done by college students, by people who never graduated, by children, basically, by the elderly. Like, it is so beautiful that I had a girl today say, well, I'm sad because I don't know how to tell her this because I only made $1,200 this month. And I was like, oh my gosh, you homeschool full time. You're opening a nonprofit. This is a joke. Like, you have so many other things that you're doing and you made $1,200 eating your overhead, so like, I think it is so critical to give light and credit where credit is due. Cause we all have things going on and money is still coming in. It's beautiful. And if you're not grateful, then you will not continue to get more. So there you go.
Amen to that. And I've seen it time and time again when people I was so grateful for the first $54 that I made in residual income. And then I knew that if I could make $54, I could go anywhere, right? Like I just knew. So yes, persisting through failure is so important. And residual income on any level, $500 to $1,000 a month is incredible. Persist through criticism. Most people don't want to persist through
criticize.
Never.
Ever.
Still do. I was at my uncle's, not as his funeral, but at our family dinner before his funeral. And a family friend still, he can't wrap his head around it. He's like, you still selling those candy bars? So and of course I think he was half joking, but half like taking a jab at me. And I was like, yeah, I still am. And, making a pretty nice living doing it. And again, it's how your posture, Grace, and just knowing that what is very different from what they know and their reality. Right. And persisting through rejection. People hate rejection. I don't love it. It's not always fun, but I welcome it because I'm like, whatever. I mean, it has nothing to do with me. Nothing. And if people don't want what I have, totally fine. It was hard in the beginning, and I think it's hard for network marketers as they go out there in the world and they're like, woo, this is the most amazing thing ever. And then the first person says, no, what you're doing is a pyramid scheme and I don't want it. Or no, your products have soy in them and artificial flavors and whatever. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're just like, oh my gosh, they're talking to me. And people just, you have to persist through that, you guys. You just have to keep showing up. And then people are like, oh, she's still showing up. He's showing up. He says, bottom line, persistence, it pays. It just does. Always has. You see it everywhere. I choose to believe in myself and my purpose is very important mindset to have. You got to believe in yourself and the purposes as to why you're doing this, because everything will try to derail you. You will try to derail you. And that's why mindset is so important. You must have a dream about where you want to go. And that's why our team does vision boards. That's why every day I send my why, which is my husband, something about our dreams. And I'll send him like a visual or a picture. I'm like, oh my gosh, let's dream. Let's pray over something like God, I always ask God, who do you want me to serve today? And how do you want me to dream today? And he helps me. And it's so great. Even before I start my day, right? He says, your purpose is about why you want to achieve your dream. And a lot of people are like, oh gosh, I want a nicer car, but why do you want that car? Right? Why do you want that extra $1,000 a month? I ask those questions. Those are really important questions, because the deeper meaning, the deeper why, they will start to realize it. You will start to realize it. And then you will just get to work and you will take action without any type of fear. So when you find your why, you will find a way. It always happens. It always happens. If you find your why, you will find your way. So John says, my purpose is to daily add value to people. My dream is to someday be recognized for doing that. Geez, hello, that man. My purpose is the reason I take the journey and that it is fulfilling. Wouldn't you guys agree? This is like some really fulfilling work. I just feel so good about it all the time. And just seeing people like thrive or overcome, or it's really, again, not the money for me. It's just seeing people really grow into who God intended them to be in a very awesome space that nurtures that. He says too often people confuse success with recognition. And I think, I think a lot of companies do that. They like to recognize. And I've felt that too, because I like recognition, because I like, okay, you're doing the right thing. And that's what recognition gives me. It's not the like, ooh, the glory of it. It's like, it just keeps me letting me know that I'm doing the right thing. But really it's like I'm serving God. So the recognition for me is that I'm making God happy in his glory. So he says that, people confuse success with recognition. Your decision to join this network marketing organization has already started you on your success journey. If you do the things needed to be successful daily, you're already successful. I love that. It just hasn't showed up yet. Right? I mean, you do so much front end work on this, you guys, in building your business. And this is what I know to be true, because the same thing happened in my brick and mortar business. I did not take a paycheck for 2 years. I had to work so hard to build that business. So I understood when I started my network marketing business that I was going to outwork that income I was receiving to build a long-term income. And a lot of people don't get that in network marketing. They want it now. Believe in yourself. Belief is everything. Belief in your purpose gives you the reason to keep going. So he says, let's do a quick exercise. So I do want to just get some feedback from you ladies. He says, using a scale of 1 to 10, rank the following. My personal belief rating. Like belief in yourself. Where are you ladies at? I would love to hear some feedback, Jane. I haven't heard from you.
Yeah, Jamie, you go.
Well, there it is. I gave myself a 6 on that.
Yeah.
Because, I'm still hard on myself. And I wish that was higher, but then again, I thought maybe I should put it lower. I don't know. I'm kind of torn on that one. I know that sounds really silly.
Yeah.
And that's hence the reason that it's a 6. I've got work to do. But when it comes to my purpose belief rating, I gave myself a 10.
Nice.
Because I know I have a purpose. I know I have a calling. I know that I'm supposed to be here. I know that I know that I know.
Yes.
So that's super strong.
Yes.
So it's just working on this mindset. I'll get to that 10 with the personal belief.
Yes. And I love that conviction that you will. And it is, it's like building a muscle on your body. You have to build it up. So what do you think that's going to build that up for you? Is that putting yourself out there, confidence, like I've got this, presenting? What does that look like for you to build
all the above? I've been in the background learning and working on a lot of stuff. So now it's time for me to actually trial by fire. Yeah. Pull the pin out of the grenade and go.
Totally.
So that is what I'm doing. So, and I'll be doing a lot more of that.
Good. Holding you to it, girl. Holding you to it. What do you think?
Yeah, I just think it's something over time. I remember like back in the beginning where your personal belief level's so much lower. Like that's expected. If you're just starting out, like it's expected to be like a 1 or a 2. You're like, I don't think I'm gonna really be successful. No one actually even believes in me. My spouse doesn't even believe in me. So like, I'm super confident in what the product I have. I'm super confident in the company all day. It's just, that's why you guys, this book and like GoPro, other things like that are going to help you with your personal belief in yourself. And reading the success stories from your company is so critical. We have someone particular in our company who said like she held on to those stories. She read them every night, especially when she got the no's. And she was like, this will be me. Like I can do this. Like whether you're a single mom or what, a college student, you read the stories of the people before you, because that's the path that's laid. You know that you can. You know that someone like you can. And so I think that is in time when you work on your mindset, when you take action. But if you work on your mindset, like I think mindset truly is everything, and you don't take action, then you won't be successful. And you won't learn about your personal belief. Like you got to keep going.
Yes. And I feel like it's so true, because even for me, I see how I can like grow myself and pour more belief into myself each year. So for instance, doing a Super Saturday, terrifying for me, totally terrifying. And I was like, I knew how to do it. But once I did it, I was like, oh, if I can do that, hey now, hey, I just felt confident. I did it. I wasn't perfect. I mean, I knew, and I did take a mental note as, okay, how can I improve? I knew I didn't like arrive, but I did feel I felt good once I got up there because I was so in tune to my personal belief. My purpose. I knew when I was up there, I was like, oh, my purpose it's just going to come out of me. And I was like, Lord, just come through me. But I think, yes, taking the action is only going to build your belief more, Jamie. And Meredith, you're so right on, girl. I love your perspective on it so much. If you want to succeed, your personal belief number should be at least a 7. So let's get that up there, Jane. Let's get that up there and just put 7. Just say it so. And your personal or your purpose belief number should also be a 7 or higher. Yes. And if not, get to work, y'all. He says a low personal belief and a low purpose belief says you won't get started. You won't get started. A high personal belief and a low purpose belief, you won't continue. Ooh, I see that. That's huge. I see that happening in a lot of different places. Low personal belief and high purpose belief, you won't realize your dream. Ooh, high personal belief, high purpose belief, you will reach your dream. It doesn't actually sound so simple, but it's really like so not. He's like, he puts it so just like, I get it. And then you're like, but I don't get it for me. He says, if your numbers are low, take some time to think about why. Then review this chapter and check out the books and the recommended reading, like Meredith said, at the end of this chapter for ideas on how you might improve. It's the beautiful blessing is that you have the ability to improve and it not too much cost, like not too much risk. It's just taking some time of your personal time. He said, Brenda Burchard said, amplifying what is great within you will accelerate your life faster than fixing what limits you. And that's what I had a coaching session right before this. And the girl said, I do so much better belly to belly. I don't do well on social media. I'm like, then get off social media. Go do belly to belly all day long, all day long, all day long. And she's like, but everybody's on social media. I was like, no, not your people. I was like, if your energy, she's like, okay, I'm going to go do that. I'm like, go do that. Amplify your strengths, amplify your strengths. A positive mindset will always amplify your business and your life. He says, as you review the following mindset choices, evaluate yourself on a scale from 1 to 5. We can just do this together. I choose to be realistic. I choose to be coachable. I choose to be positive. I choose to be persistent. I choose to believe in myself and my purpose. How did you do? The better your mindset, the higher your total number will be. And I love these because you know what? I'm actually going to put this on my mirror. I think that would be super cool. It's super simple stuff, but I think at the end of the day, all the chaos in the world just comes in on that and just stomps it out. I mean, I'm human and it happens, I mean, I've learned so much. I still have so much to learn about my leadership. So here's an exercise. It says, what is the most important lesson I need to apply to myself in this chapter on the power of mindset? Can we just open it up for this for the last few minutes? Yeah. So what is the most important lesson that you think you need to apply to yourself in this chapter?
That's a good question.
For me, it's being persistent.
Meaning like what, Jamie, for you? Like
showing up every day.
He always says that.
Just being persistent. Yeah. Being who I say I am, people are looking to see if you're going to show up every day, and try not to let there be those gaps, which is what I was doing. I said, I need to be realistic, know where I am, and see what I need to do to get where my dreams and visions are. So.
Good. I think that, when he always says like he's here to serve people. So I think a lot of times we can get stuck like on my goals, my thing. I mean, I think it's important to have goals, but when you get stuck on you, it's so much easier to quit on yourself than it is to quit on someone else. So like when you are so focused on, okay, and I think this helps people take action, and I think this helps people, move. It's like, okay, I want that girl who needs, someone out there who needs me, who needs this. I'm going to go find her. And you're like really doing it for someone or ready to serve someone, so that it doesn't matter. Like those no's don't matter. You're like, okay, you're not the one. You're not the one. You're not the one. Like, where's the one? And you're just so at the becking call of this person who is praying for this, wanting this opportunity. And I think that will help. I think the persistency, when you're like, that girl, you have the avatar, you like have the name, and you're just out to find her.
Yeah.
Because we can get so stuck behind our own stuff, and then we're like, maybe it's not for me, and could probably just quit today, or like not show up today. That's where you're like, oop, I'm being selfish.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not serving people. So
the one thing I tell myself every day is someone is waiting on the other side of my obedience, because I know that this is my call. I know this is my purpose. My purpose is to help other people find their purpose. I know that. So I'm constantly reminding myself of that every day.
So good. As someone, I think it was Zach Slobin said, I am the GPS. This is the vehicle. Mm-hmm. You are the driver. I cannot get you to your destination. I can only show you the way, whatever, because I know there's some people who say like their purpose, like this, they may not align with the company they're in. Find a company that's your home. That can be your vehicle if your purpose aligns with it. I think that's really critical, actually. And then, that's your vehicle. You are the driver. Like it's you. We can only be that GPS,
Mm-hmm. I love that so much. Yeah, I think for me, I just really need to have these affirmations, because again, I'm a doer and I take action, but sometimes I'm just like, I choose to be persistent. I choose to believe in myself. I choose to be positive. I choose to be coachable. I mean, I know I'm those things, but it's just good to have them, like, again, just like what you're saying, obedient, have the discipline, and see those things every day. So he says, what is the most important thing I need to change in my life from this chapter on the power of mindset? And I think we kind of touched on that. I mean, it's kind of like all encompassing. I think number 3 is like really important. Is he says, what is the most important thing, or asks, what is the most important thing I need to teach others from this chapter on the power of mindset? And I think, again, teaching others to be, that success is due to being positive, having a good mindset, going into it with a posture that you're going to rock it out, no matter what comes your way, no matter what's happening around you. Because it's, again, so easy, like Mer said, to have a day or have things dictate your day, or, decide your day for you, but you can decide your day. And when you take that power, it's just incredible what can happen, right? Because a lot of people, like, do you see the people are like, I had a bad day. And I say to myself, because people always ask me, they're like, Brooke, why are you so positive? I'm like, well, I don't sit in things like I used to. Like, right? Like, I understand we can now, don't get me wrong, if there's something like seriously going on, but I'm like, is that one thing going to determine my day? That one, like, someone cut me off, and you can see some of those people who are still like, haven't worked on that mindset, that they're like, someone cut me off, so I'm having the worst day. And I'm like, but are you really having the worst day? You're not, because you're still alive, and someone just cut you off, and let's go to gratitude that you're still here. And that's kind of what I say, I'm like, I kind of help teach people that I'm like, it's really not a bad day. Right? You guys agree?
Totally. And I feel like that's a conversation I have every second with my children, because I'm like, oh, you woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Let's go back. Let's go say everything. I don't even care if it's the roof of your head, everything that you're obsessed with about your life, then come back up here, because I don't like what's happening. Yes. It's like, it's got to be this constant, and it's a choice. It is a choice. And We got to take every thought captive and focus on like, you know, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely or is true. Like it's so critical because the enemy can just like wiggle his way in there.
Yes. And take you down. And that's what happens. And I think in people's network marketing businesses, they go in and someone returns something, or someone says something wonky in a group, or someone decides not to do the business, or doesn't join them, or doesn't enroll like they said they were going to enroll. And then the people just go down the freaking spiral. And I'm like, but really, is your business bad? Yeah. Really, it's not.
Well, it's
like,
so
what's happening?
Because I don't know if God did this to laugh, but in the beginning when I got started with our company, every single thing went wrong that could go wrong. Not like it was none of it was the company's fault. None of it was. It was all like a little like upline error, operator error type things. And every single thing went wrong that month. Like to the point where I should have, like a normal human being would have been like, bye. And I was like, not willing. I was like, so, yes. And I didn't think I was going to even do a business. Like I wasn't here for the business. I was here for the product.
Yeah.
And I just kept, and so it's funny because I'm like, no, guys, like, I don't know what you're complaining about. Like I've been through all of it. So what do you, like, what is the issue? I'm so confused, right. You know? So, yeah. But I think it was important maybe to happen to me. So it's like, I can understand, but then also say, that's a non-issue. Moving on. Okay, and moving on, pick up your bootstraps and let's keep going.
Yes. And I that's what I attribute to like a brick and mortar business or something at work. Like you've got to problem solve and you have to be resourceful and you have to get through it because it's for your why and for your dreams. Because if you quit, you quit. And you no longer have a business when you quit.
I think it's so bizarre with brick and mortars. Like I'm like, it like boggles my mind. People are like, oh, I just want to open up a franchise. Oh, well, you know, you're gonna buy a home. You're going to invest in a home. You're going to rent out the home for an extra $600 a month. Okay. What? Yes. You know, but you're not willing. So that's a huge investment. I mean, that's going to like, things are going to break. You're going to have to fix them. Someone's renting and you're not willing to invest like eating your overhead and hard work for years. Cause this is a journey.
Yes.
Because it's an actual business. Like, it's so weird.
Yes. It is weird because it's like so much of a blessing and that people don't see it.
Yeah. Well, and it's just so not normal.
Yeah.
Like I know you guys, like those of you who are watching, you're a misfit, you are a square peg in a circle hole or whatever. And we think differently. We think so differently. And it is a gift. Like, I feel like we're divergence or whatever that book is, because we have this gift that we can share with people. But what our job is to just help people rewire a little bit in their brains and be like, listen, I have this opportunity. It's absolutely incredible. You get real money and you don't have to buy a house or, you know, that new thing where you buy a car, or you have a car and it's called like Toro and you leave the car out and people rent it or whatever. Like, you know, that there's a lot of risk. There's risk with buying a house. There's this risk is massive. Risk with a network marketing company is like zero.
The lowest. So weird.
So stay weird with us.
It makes sense. All right. In closing, you know, again, we just want to say that mindset, and John says that mindset really hinges on your success. And if you don't have a really strong mindset, you won't achieve your dreams. And it's that simple. It's that simple to just take care of it every day. It is work. Because I've noticed, you know, if I don't listen to podcasts, I'm not filling my brain with things that are positive or inspiring or motivating, I'll lose sight of the vision. And it's so easy for people to do that, but you have to be disciplined. So thank you all for joining us for week 4. Next week is the power of leadership, chapter 4. And woo-wee, leadership is everything, y'all. Leadership leads in every aspect of your life. You don't think you're a leader, you're a leader. You're a leader as a wife, a friend, in your, your career, whatever it is, you are a leader, and there's no better time to work on your leadership skills than now. So thank you, ladies, for joining. You guys have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you next Wednesday. All right, bye.